You've been lied to about mind reading. It's not magic. It's not telepathy. It's science hidden in plain sight. Every single person around you is leaking information through their eyes, tone, silence, and movement. And right now you are missing almost all of it. Most people spend their whole life talking to others, but never truly reading them. Today that changes. By the end of this chapter, you'll know how to see the truth behind words and feel what others hide. Forget what movies told you. Mind reading isn't a superpower. It's a skill, and anyone can learn it. It's the ability to decode human signals, the small ones people don't realize they're sending. A blink, a sigh, a pause before saying I'm fine. No one tells you this, but reading minds is observation with empathy. And once you learn it, you will never walk into a room the same way again. Imagine entering a meeting. One person smiles wide, but their eyes are cold. Another laughs too quickly, too loud. A third says nothing but keeps shifting in their chair. You already know who's confident, who's nervous, and who wants to disappear. That's not instinct. That's data. Your brain records everything. You just never learn to read the file. Only 7% of communication is verbal. 38% is tone. 55% is body language. So if you only listen to words, you're blind to 93% of the truth. The first rule of mind reading is simple. Observe without judging. Most people label too fast. Crossed arms mean defensive. A smile means happy. Wrong. Context changes everything. You're not judging behavior, you're recording it. Think like a scientist. Collect data, not opinions. Henrik Fexeus calls this calibration. You learn a person's baseline, their natural state, and then you notice when it changes. That change is the real signal. You meet someone energetic and talkative. Next week, they're quiet and flat. You don't need to ask why. You already know something shifted. That's calibration. Learning what's normal for someone, so you can sense when it's not. Every emotional change leaves a trace, and you can train yourself to see it. Here's where most people fail. They try to control others. Mind reading is not about control. It's about connection. Empathy is your strongest weapon. It doesn't mean you feel what others feel. It means you understand what they might be feeling and respect it. Ask yourself simple questions. What might this person be going through right now? Are they anxious, excited, or hiding something? What are their eyes, tone, or hands really saying? When you approach people with real curiosity and kindness, they open up without being asked. You don't have to manipulate anyone to read minds. You just have to be present. Picture this, a business meeting. Someone is presenting an idea. At the end of the table, a manager leans back, arms crossed, foot tapping, silent. Most people ignore him, but you see the barrier, the impatience, the silent resistance. You ask calmly, "Do you have any thoughts on this direction?" He leans forward and says, "Actually, yes. I was trying to decide the best way to raise a concern." You just changed the energy in the room. You uncover the truth no one else saw. That is observational empathy in action. Henrik Fexeus suggests 3 powerful exercises to train this skill. First, people watching with purpose. Next time you're in a cafe or on a train, quietly observe. Try to guess what someone feels based on their body language. Second, the silent movie challenge. Watch a show or movie on mute. Try to follow the story using only expressions and gestures. Third, the mirror journal. After social interactions, reflect. What did you notice? What fell off? Did their body match their words? These small habits sharpen your awareness. Over time, you'll start noticing things others completely miss. Mind reading is not magic. It's mindful observation. More than 90% of communication is nonverbal. Calibrate people. Observe without judging. Use empathy as your decoder. Practice until it becomes automatic. Understanding others doesn't start with talking. It starts with watching. The art of reading minds begins with silence, curiosity, and presence. If this message connected with you, don't stop here. Go listen to hit subscribe for our upcoming audiobooks. Because once you learn to see the signals, you can never unsee them. Most people think words tell the truth. They don't. The body does. No one talks about this. But every second your body is confessing what your mouth hides. The way you blink, the way your shoulders move, the way your feet shift when you lie. The truth leaks through muscle, not speech. In the previous chapter, we learned how to observe without judgment. Now go deeper into the unspoken code that reveals everything. Because when words lie, the body still speaks. The body cannot hide what the mind believes. Even when someone forces a smile, the body betrays the truth in a blink. Psychologists call them micro-expressions, flashes shorter than a heartbeat, a twitch of disgust before a fake smile, a brief tightening of the lips when someone pretends to agree, a widening of the eyes that scream surprise before they regain control. Learn to see these, and you'll never be fooled again. Want to train this? Watch an interview on mute. Notice how the face moves before each answer. That half-second flicker? That's the real emotion. Now the eyes. Everyone says eyes don't lie. They're half right. Eyes reveal attention, tension, and truth, but not always in the way people think. Too much staring? That's aggression, not honesty. Rapid blinking? Anxiety. Looking down to the left? Reliving a feeling. Up to the right? Creating an image. When someone suddenly breaks eye contact mid-sentence, they're not just distracted. Something inside just triggered. Listen closely. Every shift in gaze is a shift in emotion. The hands, the most honest storytellers on earth. Before the brain edits, the hands react. Open palms mean comfort and openness. Hidden hands, guarded mind. Clenched fists, tension. Touching the neck or face, self-soothing. The body's way of whispering, I'm nervous. When people lie, their hands freeze. When they tell the truth, gestures flow. Watch that. It's gold. Posture and position tell another story. Leaning forward shows curiosity. Leaning back shows distance or doubt. A torso turn away, the body saying, I'm done with this. Arms crossed could be protection or just comfort. Context decides everything. And here's a secret most ignore. The feet never lie. Feet point where the mind wants to go. If their words say, I'm happy here, but their feet aim toward the exit, believe the feet. Next time you're in a group, watch where everyone's feet are pointing. You'll see who's leading, who's resisting, and who's quietly planning to leave. Breathing, the invisible emotion meter. Fast and shallow means tension or excitement. Slow and deep means calm and control. A sudden inhale mid-sentence, something just hit a nerve. Watch the chest, the shoulders, the throat. Small shifts reveal big truths. Let's make this real. You're in a job interview. The candidate smiles, speaks with confidence, seems perfect, but their hands stay hidden under the table. They blink too often when asked about their last job. Their feet point to the door. They swallow before answering long-term questions. Their body is shouting what their mouth won't say. I'm not ready. I'm unsure. I want to leave. You don't confront them. You simply ask, what made you decide to leave your last company? They pause, exhale, and their body softens. Now you're seeing the real person because you listened to the silent conversation underneath the words. Here's the truth. The body is an open book written in a language few people bother to learn. Every movement, every blink, every breath is part of a sentence. The fluent reader doesn't judge. They observe, connect, and understand. So practice. People watch in silence. Watch a movie without sound. Journal what you notice after every conversation. You'll start seeing what others can't. Because real connection isn't built by talking. It's built by reading what's unspoken. And once you master that, your influence becomes effortless. Remember this. Faces reveal emotion. Eyes reveal attention. Hands reveal honesty. Posture reveals confidence. Feet reveal intention. Breath reveals truth. The world is always talking. Most people just don't know how to listen. And in the next chapter, you'll learn the skill that turns this awareness into power. How to mirror, sync, and build trust so deeply that people feel seen without a word. That's where influence begins. Don't stop here. Chapter 3 is where the real connection starts. Most people chase influence by talking more. Here's the truth: real influence starts in silence. It's not what you say that connects people. It's what you reflect. No one talks about this, but the human brain trusts what feels familiar, not what sounds smart. Breath and mirroring is how you become familiar instantly. In the last chapter, we learned that the body speaks louder than words. Now we take that same power and flip it from reading people to connecting with them. Henrik Fexeus calls mirroring one of the most powerful tools in human connection. Not manipulation, rapport. That quiet feeling of this person gets me. Mirroring builds trust, comfort, and understanding without a single word. It's the act of reflecting someone's posture, gestures, or tone, even their breathing. It works because of mirror neurons, special brain cells that fire when we act and when we see someone else act. Their mind whispers, "You're like me." That's when the door to trust opens. You've seen it happen: two friends laughing in sync, a couple sipping together, a group leaning the same way. It's the unspoken message. I feel what you feel. But here's where people get it wrong. They force it. They copy everything and destroy the magic. Mirroring isn't mimicry. It's a dance. Subtle, timed, felt. Start with posture. Match how they sit or stand. Notice their gestures. Follow, but with a short delay. Match their tone, their pace, their rhythm. Fast speaker? Match the energy. Calm one? Slow it down. Even your breathing can align. When two rhythms sync, trust deepens faster than logic. Never mirror everything. That's unnatural. Pick 2 or 3 cues. Move with flow, not formula. The deeper level is emotional. Mirror feelings, not just movements. If someone's anxious, meet them with calm empathy. If they're excited, rise to that level. That's emotional calibration, the heartbeat of real connection. Imagine your friend before an exam, pacing, talking fast. Instead of saying calm down, walk with them. Match their pace, match their tone. Then gradually slow down. They'll follow without knowing why. That's pacing and leading. Join first, guide next. People trust those who reflect their world. So if someone's formal and reserved, don't crash in loud. Meet their formality, match their tone, then gently open the space. That's how trust is built. In business, friendship, love, even parenting. Because when people feel seen, they feel safe. And safety is the root of all influence. Picture this: you walk into a room. 2 coworkers are arguing. One's angry, arms crossed, voice sharp. The other silent, defensive. If you say calm down, you'll spark the fire. Instead, mirror intensity. Stand firm. Speak with steady calm. I can see this really matters to you. They feel understood. Then lower your voice, relax your stance, and watch them unconsciously follow. Moments later, calm returns. That's quiet power. But beware of traps. Too much mirroring looks fake. Too slow, awkward. Without empathy, manipulative. The secret is authenticity. Mirror because you care, not because you want control. Try this today. Watch someone's posture, rhythm, or tone. Mirror one thing, then another. See what changes. You'll feel it, the connection, the warmth, the shift. Mirroring isn't pretending. It's belonging. It builds bridges. And once that bridge exists, influence flows naturally. When you match, you connect. When you connect, you lead. And next we'll go beyond body language. Because sometimes what people say isn't what they mean. Most people hear words. Few actually listen. Here's the truth. People rarely say what they truly mean. They speak in fragments, filters, and codes. And if you know how to hear beneath the surface, you can read their mind through their words. In the last chapter, we learned how mirroring builds instant trust without words. Now we're stepping into a different battlefield, where every word hides a clue. Because Henrik Fexeus says this: if you want to understand people, don't just hear them, decode them. Every person reveals their inner world through language. But most listeners are asleep. You won't be after this. The words people choose expose their thinking patterns, their fears, even their emotional filters. Some people see the world, they say, I see what you mean, Others hear it, that sounds right to me. And some feel it, I just don't feel good about this. That's not random. That's the language of the senses, visual, auditory, kinesthetic. And if you match their style, you speak directly to their subconscious. A visual person feels understood when you say, let's look at this together. An auditory one connects when you say, I hear what you're saying. A feeling person opens up when you say, that must be hard to feel. It's not about changing your words. It's about aligning your rhythm with theirs. But the real magic starts when you listen to their metaphors. Because metaphors are emotional maps. Someone says, I'm drowning in work. They're overwhelmed. I'm stuck. They feel trapped. I'm under pressure. They feel crushed. Reflect it back. Let's find a way to help you move forward. That's not small talk. That's emotional precision. People reveal their beliefs inside hidden assumptions, presuppositions. Like, why does no one listen to me? That's not a question. It's a belief. People don't value me. I know I'll mess this up again. That's I always fail. I can't change. That's I've given up. Every sentence is a confession in disguise. If you listen deeply, you'll hear the story they believe about themselves. And once you hear it, you can reflect, reframe, or release it. Here's something no one teaches. Silence speaks too. What someone doesn't say is often the loudest message in the room. If they pause before answering, change topics, or say it's fine with a forced smile, it's not fine. Tone, timing, hesitation. These are your signals. When someone avoids, delays, or exaggerates, like always or never, there's emotion hiding underneath. Fexia says, words hide. The body leaks, but silence screams. Learn to hear the pause between the words. That's where truth lives. And sometimes the biggest giveaway is when words and body don't match. I'm okay. Arms crossed, eyes down, tight shoulders. That's incongruence. When the truth and the tongue go separate ways. Never accuse, just open space. You say you're okay, but I sense something else. Want to talk about it? That one line builds more trust than hours of fake comfort. Now, let's flip this skill into influence. When you know how someone speaks, you can lead the conversation with precision. If they say, I can't see how this will work, respond visually. Let's look at the big picture. If they say, this doesn't feel right, use emotion. What would make it feel more grounded? You're not changing their mind, you're speaking their language. That's how persuasion becomes invisible. Picture this. You're a team leader. Your employee says, I always mess up when I present. Buried inside are two beliefs. I always fail and I'm not capable. Most people would say, don't worry, you'll be fine. Wrong. That ignores their truth. Instead say, you feel like your past presentations haven't gone how you wanted. What would a successful one look like for you? Now, they feel heard. And when people feel heard, they change. That's what Henrik Fexeus means by reading minds, not guessing thoughts, but understanding patterns. When people feel safe, they reveal themselves. And that's when true connection begins. Next time you talk to someone, listen like a detective. Notice the exact phrases they use. Do they see, hear, or feel the world? Mirror it back. Watch how their body relaxes. That's your proof that you've unlocked trust. Language isn't just communication, it's confession. And when you learn to listen between the lines, you'll never hear people the same way again. Because the real meaning is always hiding behind the words. And in the next chapter, we'll take this one step deeper. We'll learn how to spot lies, sense deception, and trust your intuition. When something feels off, but no one says it aloud. Everyone lies, some to gain control, some to protect their pride, and most just to survive. But truth never dies. It hides, waiting for the trained eye. You can hear it in the tone that trembles for a second, the breath that skips mid-sentence, the eyes that hold still for just a beat too long. This isn't about accusing people. It's about seeing what others miss, the silent cracks in their words. We've already learned to mirror emotions and decode body language. Now we step into the gray, the battlefield between honesty and fear. Henrik Fexeus calls deception the art of emotional camouflage. People lie not because they're bad, but because truth feels unsafe. And when you understand that, you stop judging and start seeing. Here's what most people don't realize. There is no single gesture that proves deception. No twitch, no blink, no magic trick. Lies reveal themselves through patterns, clusters that don't fit the moment. Too much eye contact, too many details, a pause that feels rehearsed, a smile with no warmth behind it. But to see the shift, you must first know their truth, their baseline. Watch them when they're relaxed. Listen to how they sound when nothing's at stake. Only then can you sense the fracture when something's off. And sometimes the biggest signal isn't in what they say. It's in what they don't. Long pauses, vague answers, missing details they'd normally share. Those gaps aren't random. They're smoke trails from the fire they're hiding. If you want to open that door, don't push. Just ask, tell me more. Were you paused there? What were you thinking? Gentle curiosity unlocks more truth than interrogation ever will. Then there's the disconnect. The moment emotion and story split apart. They say, I'm fine, but their voice dulls. They talk about something sad with a smile that doesn't reach their eyes. That's the body fighting a lie. Your intuition catches this before your logic does. You know that quiet feeling in your gut when something's off? That's not paranoia. That's awareness. Your subconscious noticing what your conscious mind can't yet explain. Trust it. It's your inner radar for truth. But here's the real power move. Don't confront, invite. The more judgment you carry, the more lies you attract. Say this instead. It's okay if that wasn't the full story. I just want to understand. That one sentence drops defenses faster than any demand for honesty ever could. Because truth blooms where safety lives. Not every lie deserves exposure. Some are bandages people wear until they're ready to heal. Sometimes you don't need to call it out. Just see it, feel it, and stay silent. That silence becomes your edge. Remember this. Lies reveal fear, not evil. Patterns expose truth, not single signs. When words and emotion split, follow the feeling, not the sentence. Your intuition is not proof, it's guidance. And the closer you move to understanding, the less you'll ever need to accuse. Mind reading isn't about control, it's about presence. And when you master presence, no one can hide from you again. Everyone wants to influence. If you know how to do it without crossing the line, you've seen people force their opinions, push harder, talk louder, and wonder why no one listens. Because pressure repels, presence attracts. Influence isn't about control. It's about gravity, quiet, steady, unshakable. Henrik Fexeus says it best. You're always influencing someone, whether you mean to or not. The question is, are you doing it consciously or carelessly? The real masters never manipulate. They connect. Because trust, not logic, decides we follow. People don't move because of facts. They move because of how you make them feel safe. Start there. See them. Mirror them. Listen like their words matter. That's when their guard drops and your voice finally lands. Then give first. A genuine compliment. A small help. A moment of respect. That spark of reciprocity rewires everything. They don't feel pushed, they feel valued. And value pulls harder than pressure ever could. The secret weapon? Framing. The way you present truth changes its shape. Say, you should work harder. And walls go up. Say, I've noticed how much better I feel when I push myself a little more. And curiosity wakes up. You didn't command, you invited. That's the language of influence. Suggestion disguised as self-reflection. And when you speak, mirror their rhythm. Match tone, pace, and emotional temperature. If they say, I feel stuck, don't throw logic at it. Say, that sounds heavy. Want to walk through it together. You've entered their world. From there, you can guide. Real influence doesn't shout. It asks. Questions disarm the ego. What would make this easier for you hits deeper than you need to change. Because the moment the answer comes from them, it becomes their idea. Ownership, that's persuasion in disguise. There's another layer, emotion anchoring. When someone feels joy or calm in your presence, link it to something simple. A gesture, a tone, a word. Later, when you repeat it, the same feeling returns. You didn't control them. You help them remember who they were when they felt strong. Even silence carries power. An open posture says, I'm not here to fight you. A nod says, I hear you. A pause says, this matters. People don't remember your arguments. They remember how your energy felt in the room. And before you speak, prime the space. Start with certainty, calm, clear, steady. Because certainty infects faster than logic convinces. You don't have to be loud, you just have to be sure. Influence is emotional transfer. They borrow your confidence when they've lost theirs. But here's the line that separates leaders from manipulators. Consent. Never influence someone who didn't ask for it. Respect their no. If they're not ready, let silence do the work. Forcing breaks trust. Patience builds it. Picture this. A manager walks into a demoralized team. Instead of lecturing, she listens, mirrors their frustration, asks, what would make this week 1% better? No threats, no pressure, just presence, empathy, and belief. And slowly they follow not because they had to, but because they wanted to. That's influence, clean, quiet, unbreakable. Remember this. True influence starts with safety, flows through empathy, and ends in freedom. Guide minds, don't grip them. Led without force. And the world will move for you willingly. You've learned how to read people's faces, their gestures, their hidden intentions. But there's one final skill that turns observation into mastery: emotional intelligence. Most people think mind reading is about catching thoughts. They're wrong. Real mind reading is about feeling emotions. Every word you hear, every silence you notice, carries an emotional code underneath it. And the ones who can read those codes lead the room. Listen closely, because this is where influence turns human. People act on emotion long before logic shows up. Someone crosses their arms. It's not just body language. It's a shield. They go quiet mid-conversation. That's not rudeness. That's emotional withdrawal. Fexius says it best. Stop analyzing words. Start feeling feelings. Emotional intelligence means sensing the shift beneath the smile and adjusting your energy before your words even form. Tension in the jaw, that's stress. Rapid blinking, anxiety. A fake smile that doesn't reach the eyes, hidden frustration. You don't need psychic powers. You just need presence. Because emotions speak first. Words always come later. Now here's where most people screw it up. They see someone down and try to fix it. Don't. That creates emotional resistance. Instead, match their frequency. If someone says, I'm overwhelmed, don't say, come on, you'll be fine. Say, that sounds heavy. Want to talk about it? That one line builds more trust than hours of advice ever could. Because people don't want solutions first. They want to be seen. And remember, they're reading you too. Your posture, your tone, your micro expressions. If your body says tense, your words lose power. Before any interaction, ask yourself, what am I projecting right now? Your energy speaks louder than your mouth. Language carries emotion. Why did you do that? It attacks. What made you decide that invites? Calm down makes fire worse. I'm here with you. Take your time. Disarms it. Speak like you care. Pause like you're listening. Breathe like you're calm. Now, take mirroring deeper. Don't just copy movement. Reflect emotion. If they're joyful, rise with them. If they're solemn, slow your tone. Rapport isn't built by similarity. It's built by emotional rhythm. But don't lose yourself inside someone else's storm. Empathy means feeling with them. Absorption means drowning in them. Hold your center. When emotions rise, take one conscious breath before you respond. That single breath is the difference between reacting and leading. And when you enter a group, remember, rooms have emotions too. You can feel it the moment you walk in. Tension, fatigue, excitement, resistance. Fexius calls it the social field. Read it before you speak. Shift it with tone, silence, or stillness. That's emotional intelligence on a collective level. In the end, emotions aren't noise. They're signals. They tell you what someone values, what they fear, what they need. If you can listen to emotion instead of just logic, you'll see what most people miss. Real mind reading isn't about predicting thoughts. It's about feeling hearts. A true story. A team was falling apart. Exhausted, silent, disconnected. The leader could have pushed harder. Instead, she walked in and said, "I can feel something's off, and I think I haven't been listening well. I'm here now. Can we talk?" The room cracked open. Tears, honesty, relief. She didn't fix the problem with strategy. She fixed it with emotional presence. That's leadership. That's influence. That's mind reading done right. Key truths to remember. Read emotion before logic. Match feelings before shifting them. Stay aware of your own energy. Use empathy, not control. Listen with your heart, not just your ears. And in the next chapter, we go beyond theory. You'll see how every skill you've learned turns into real power in everyday life. The final chapter, practical mastery. Welcome to chapter 8. The final step in mastering the art of reading minds. So far, you've learned how to read body language, interpret microexpressions, match emotions, and influence without manipulation. But what's all this knowledge worth if you can't use it in real life? Henrik Fexeus makes it clear. Mind reading isn't a performance. It's a practice. It's not about impressing people. It's about connecting, understanding, and leading with empathy and awareness in every interaction. Let's dive into how you can use these tools in your everyday world. At work, in relationships, in conversations, and beyond. 1. In conversations. Listening beyond the words. The average person listens to reply. The mind reader listens to understand. In any conversation, pay attention to how someone speaks, not just what they say. Notice tone, rhythm, volume, and eye movement. If their words say "I'm fine," but their body says tension and withdrawal, don't ignore the signal. Say, "You don't sound fine. Want to talk about it?" That simple question opens emotional doors most people never even knock on. 2. At work, reading the room and leading effectively. In meetings or team dynamics, emotional intelligence is your competitive edge. If a client crosses their arms, leans back, and avoids eye contact, don't bulldoze your pitch. Pause. Ask, "You seem hesitant. Can I clarify something?" Naming emotion without judgment builds instant respect. Leaders aren't followed because they're loud. They're followed because they make people feel seen. 3. In relationships, building deeper bonds. Every relationship thrives on emotional awareness. You don't need to be psychic, just present. Notice when your partner goes quieter than usual, or when their smile doesn't reach their eyes. Ask softly, "You've been quiet lately. What's going on in there?" Often, the need isn't to be fixed. It's to be felt. Mind reading in love means tuning into their emotional frequency, sensing, not assuming. 4. In conflict, de-escalation through empathic influence. Arguments are rarely about the surface issue. They're about unheard emotions. When tension rises, Fexeus advises, match their emotional intensity first, then lead it downward. If they're shouting, don't whisper. Match their energy for a moment. Then slowly lower your tone and body language. Emotion follows emotion. When you calm yourself, you pull the other person's nervous system with you. That's real control, the quiet kind. 5. In social settings, confidence without control. When you walk into a new environment, don't try to dominate. Observe. Who's relaxed? Who's anxious? Where's the energy flowing? Mirror the pace. Sync with the emotional rhythm of the group before speaking. The confident don't chase control, they own awareness. 6. In sales and persuasion, subtle influence. Selling isn't about speaking. It's about listening deeply. Whether you're selling a product, a service, or an idea, your job is to enter their emotional world. Ask more questions than you answer. When they lean forward, they're engaged. When they glance away, they're disengaged. Adapt in real time. The best persuasion feels like trust, not technique. 7. With strangers, building instant connection. You felt it. That instant comfort with someone you just met. That's not luck. That's emotional mirroring in action. When you meet someone new, match their tone, rhythm, and energy. Do it naturally, without imitation. When people feel understood, they trust faster. Connection isn't chemistry, it's presence. 8 daily practice, the mind reader's habit. Here's the truth. Mind reading isn't something you do. It's how you live. Spend one day just observing. No judgments, only noticing. When talking to someone, try to guess what they're feeling. Then ask if you're right. Breathe slowly. Stay grounded. At first, it feels like guesswork. Then one day it becomes instinct. That's the shift from technique to intuition. Final reflections, it's about connection, not control. Henrik Fexeus reminds us, mind reading isn't about power. It's about presence. It's understanding people better, helping others feel safe, seen, and heard, creating deeper conversations, becoming the kind of person people open up to without even knowing why. You don't need superpowers, just attention, empathy, and practice. Story: the mind reader in the coffee shop. A woman sits alone, staring at her phone, distant, distracted. A stranger nearby smiles gently and says, "Long day?" She looks up, surprised, then laughs. 20 minutes later, they're deep in conversation, sharing stories, lessons, and warmth. It wasn't a pickup line. It wasn't manipulation. It was simply presence meeting presence. That's what real mind reading is. One human tuning into another. Your next step: practice, lead, and influence with integrity. You've learned how to read body language and emotions, how to understand subconscious signals, how to influence ethically and build trust that lasts. Now it's time to live it every day, in every conversation. Because when you understand others, you don't just gain influence, you make the world a little more human. Direct hit, final the mentors, farewell. If this journey opened your eyes, don't stop here. Subscribe, not just to the channel, but to the practice. Every week, we'll go deeper into mastering influence, human behavior, and communication psychology. Tools that turn awareness into real-world power. So if you're ready to keep evolving, hit subscribe, stay aware, and keep reading minds the real way.